Yo, welcome to another reading. Do we have a beautiful, 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 beautiful day today or what? Sun shining, birds singing. It's a beautiful day. Today we've got a reading on your soul. And there's no introduction needed for this one, but it is going to be an abstract one. So kind of like an update of what your soul is radiating, something along those lines. I know what you're thinking. Zed's in a good mood today. All these readings are going to be good. I just want to say that you're going to be very wrong there. If I'm sensing bad energy, I'm going to say it. Pile number ones, pile number twos, and pile number threes. Feel free to pause the video and we'll start off with pile number ones. Okay, so pile number ones, as I said, these are going to be abstract. So brace yourself. I'm going to have to kind of decode these readings. So I was really lost for where that was going to start with. But what I'm getting from this reading is like the sea and a boat. I've seen a boat here. This is almost like the sunrise, like when the sun hits the sea and it reflects on the water. I think this reading was to do with your soul, so it feels to me more like a reading of like a location opposed to your soul. But, you know, it could be the energy, like, in terms of your soul, it could be something to do like the sunrise or the sunset. So there could be something to do here with you waking up to something or letting go of something. But I feel like for the majority of you, I know it was like a soul reading, but I feel like this is quite literal. This is quite a logical reading. This is to do with like somewhere where you're maybe going or somewhere where you're located. Maybe somewhere where you want to go. It's got the boat in there, so this reminds me a little bit like I'm always back and forth from France, and specifically like the south of France has got kind of settings like this. But you know, like this could be anywhere. You know, like I could reel off some locations that come to my mind of where I've been, but I feel like this is going to be specific to you. There are some little details that I want to point out though. So there's maybe something to do with like a boat here, and if it's not like, you know, like it's probably not going to be your boat. It could be, but you know, if it's not your boat, it's like a location where boats like dock. And then I'm also getting like, so from here you might see something else, but I was getting like the rocks in the water. So I'm not sure if you're familiar with that. Sorry for my voice popping in and out there, part ones. But I'm not sure if you're familiar with, you know, certain coasts and certain beaches where like there's, you know, it's hard to explain, but like there's rocky areas that go out into the sea, if that makes sense. Like just rocky bits. So that's going to mean something to you. I guess you could take this metaphorically as well. Like if you imagine that in terms of like mood, there's rocky parts with beauty. There's rocky parts with like sailing, or how would you kind of describe a boat? Like floating, maybe. You could take that motorcycle as some confirmation. So, I don't know, like in terms of your soul vibe, it could be like, you could feel like there's quite a lot going on at the moment, but it does, to me at least, take away what you want from this pile number ones. There is something harmonious about this. So like if I was to describe this as food, this is almost like getting a 3-course meal, but it all comes at the same time. That's how I'd explain it as food. Like, you can't eat the dessert with the starter. You can, but it's not necessarily recommended, is it? But like, altogether it looks good though. Like in them cooking shows where they line up the starter, the main course, and the dessert all on the table, and it's like they're all different, aren't they? Like, can you imagine if the dessert was ice cream and the start was like asparagus? It's like those two don't really go, but then as a compilation it works. There's something like that going on for you, pile number ones. Yeah, I don't know, like maybe even your life feels like this. There's a lot going on, but together it works. I don't know, I feel like that's your reading, pile number ones. I hope you got something from that. Like, again, if I was to summarise it, like it's quite hard to actually summarise literally. But it's like, yeah, it's like it's things that don't seem to be working, but they work collectively. In terms of like astrology energy as well, this reminds me of like Aquarius a little bit, because it's like if you kind of slice away any part of an Aquarius's life individually, it can look crazy, but if you look at it from a holistic point of view, it works. So if you kind of cut away like certain parts of this, it doesn't seem to make sense. But then as a collection, it works, if that makes sense, pile number ones. I'm going to leave it there. I hope you got something from it. If you did, please do remember to like, comment and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video and take care. Okay, pile number 2 is abstract. What do you see? What do you feel? I feel like there's going to be some overlap here. What do you get from that? It's a bit like something's hidden, isn't it? I felt like there was like a strong E energy there, like in terms of letter. Maybe even like G E. Could be like Gerald, George. It's all masculine names actually, isn't it? Might be a geezer. Georgia. I'm not really getting Emma, but I'm not getting Emma. Is Egda her name? Not sure if Egda. I was just pausing on the energy pile twos. Yeah, so there's something here that reminds me like, so there's quite a few things going on. You might actually just be like my artists, pile number 2. Might be my artsy people. Gareth. Gary. Ella. Edith. It's funny sometimes how these readings just like streaming off names. Nothing like part number 1s. It's like these different vibrations going on. It's crazy. You have to know it to believe it, part 2s. If you're tapped in this way, you'll know. You'll know what it is, but if you're not, I guess it just looks crazy. So yeah, there's something here going on, like there's something about this energy I really like, but it's quite hard to explain. It reminds me a little bit of like a grittiness, part 2s. So I know this was to do with like your soul, but there was something here that reminds me a little bit of like, you could almost say like graffiti. Like there's something about it which is a little bit grime if you're from the UK. That's a music genre. Not the scum that you get around unclean bathroom. There's something a little bit grime about it. I guess if you're from America, it would be something kind of hood or... yeah, something hood about this one. So I know that's not going to be for all of you, but there's a little bit of that energy here. And then in terms of like kind of this hidden message or message for your soul, there's something a little bit here to do with like I'm getting here like covering up, like covering up the bleeding or something like that. I don't necessarily think this is a bad thing, because you know what I'm not getting from this reading? I'm not getting like, I'm not getting energy of like open wound. I'm kind of getting the energy more of like healing from something. Like this patch is kind of starting to heal over this wound, maybe like underneath. So that might resonate for some of you. I feel like, to summarize your reading, pole number 2s, you're yeah, you're probably like healing from something. You know, there was certain polls recently that have been kind of definitely. I said kind of, but it's not kind of. It's like definitely going through like the dark night of the soul. It's been a long period, but funnily enough, I don't feel like that's you. Poll number twos. It could be, but I feel specifically like there was a feminine energy out there who was going through that more. This seems to be more like on the masculine energy. If you're not masculine watching this, we might be talking about your other half or just your masculine side. But yeah, like the positive side of this is like healing. And I feel like the takeaway message for this poll number twos is whatever that is, it's working. So keep doing what you're doing because it's healing it. You know, this isn't the open wound. This is the wound that is healing. Now, feel free to like replace that with whatever you see like underneath here. There's something like for me, it reminded me like of a wound, like even a bullet hole. But that might say something else to you. That might be a stain that you're covering up. For some of you, that might be your metaphor. For others of you, it might be like a spirit behind a cloud, you know? Kind of fitting your metaphor to how it fits there. But I feel like for a large percentage of you, it's to do with healing. You're healing from something. So keep doing what you're doing. Part twos. I think that's your reading. If you enjoyed it, please do remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Check out the If You Pause website, ifyoupause.com. I'll see you in the next one. Okay, poll number threes. Abstract. Maybe poll threes. Going into like hyperdrive or something. The negative side of this energy is like collision. The positive side of this energy is like, it's almost like this energy is about to go supersonic. It's funny when I said the word supersonic there, it actually reminded me of the cartoon character Sonic. I'm almost getting, I'm not sure if you can see it, poll number three, it's like, I'm almost seeing like someone's head down here. I'm not really sure what this is. Do you know what? It reminds me a little bit of Hermes. The more that I'm looking at it now, I'm seeing like a leg here. You know, I'm going to work into it just to help you. see what I'm seeing. Okay. So bear with me, part freeze. You know, like when Hermes has got the this is like his hat, and you know he's got like the I'm trying to speed it up a little bit for you. Power power freeze, so you're not just waiting here. But so imagine if that was like a continuation of the leg, and imagine if I drew like another part of the leg there. That make like a bit more sense. So this is a face here that I've drawn. I'm not sure if I just complicated it for you or made it even more like difficult to understand. Like if anyone's not familiar with Hermes, is it Greek or Roman mythology? This would be like Flash for Marvel fans. That's what it was giving me. It was quite colourful though in terms of the energy, so it was a bit like an explosion. But it's like, you know, I'm not sure if people are just picking the vibe of this or if I'm on my own with this one, but that's kind of what I was seeing, like the sonic boom kind of energy. Hermes, Mercury, so you could be Virgo or Gemini, or have that a lot in your energy, your placements. It's also the sign, I believe, of like the messenger. So you might have like a message coming in. I kind of feel like this is a little bit like your energy though. It's really interesting. I kind of don't get it, to be honest. I feel like maybe for some of you this is going to mean something to you. But it's quite, I don't know. I'm a little bit confused by it. It's definitely out of place in terms of the other readings as well. because I actually worked into it. But it's like, I don't know, I think it's going to be one of them readings, pile threes, where you've got to kind of take away what it means to you. It could be like you going forward in, like, because you could take it like, you know, that kind of masculine kind of going for it type energy. It could be that. But there's something here for me which seems a lot more like light in terms of energy. Quick. And it's like, it's stunting me because it's like, for what though? Like, where's the other clues? It's like, maybe there isn't any other clues. Maybe it's just this. Maybe it just applies to whatever's on your mind right now. Could also be like help, like some kind of help coming in. A little bit of hero energy. And yeah, I guess like the only other thing that I would just end it on pile number 3 is like, so like colours was coming through, and that was quite strange because that doesn't really come through with the readings. Like, this was like literally all colours. Reminded me of like one of them festivals with the powder paints, all them colours. That was just how it was coming through for me though. But yeah, sorry I couldn't give you more than that. Pile number 3 is, I feel like it is quite self-explanatory though. Like, so take away from it what you can. Because it was kind of giving me as well, like, for some of you could even take away like the face there, and that kind of creates something in itself. Reminds me of a flower. So I don't know if I have to highlight it again, but like, this is like the nose and then the lip. Don't know, I've just drawn it shadowy for some reason, but this kind of reminds me a little bit of like the wing as well again. Part number 3 is I tried my best, y'all, so hope you got something from it. If you enjoyed the reading, please do remember to like, comment and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.